Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We are in Amrutanubhava and we are in Ajnana Khandana, and that means that we are inquiring here or looking at, is there anything called ignorance? We keep talking about ignorance and make it valid and make it a part of the conversation, and then everything is written that you have to give up the ignorance, only then you will come to know the reality, that ignorance alone expresses as the whole creation, etc., etc., etc. And this is what Jnaneshwar Maharaj, who is coming from the highest point, from the absolute standpoint, he is looking at the whole thing and saying that there is nothing called ignorance. And what are we trying to do? We are trying to use the speech, the senses, the mind, the intellect, which are effects of ignorance. Be attentive. We are using these intellect, mind, senses and speech, which are effects of ignorance, to understand and remove ignorance. How can effect remove the cause? Not possible. And this is the conundrum that we are caught up in. These are the faculties we have. And with these faculties, which are effects of ignorance, we are trying to remove ignorance. And towards that, it was told in the 47th verse, page 462. Therefore, the effects of ignorance may not comprehend the cause, that is ignorance, but from the inference we can still prove that the ignorance does exist. Therefore, the conclusion is that the effect of ignorance, the five senses, etc., meaning mind, intellect, cannot comprehend the cause. The effects are equally ignorant. They are as inert as ignorance itself. Ignorance is inert. It's not conscious. Then whatever is the effect of ignorance, the body, breath, mind, intellect, senses, organs of actions, they are also inert. But where is your faith? Where is our faith? Our faith is in our thinking. Our faith is in our mind. Our faith is in our understanding. See? But they are inert. No amount of understanding is going to make you understand or work out the truth. Or even, through that matter, come one step down to even understand ignorance. And therefore, in the 48th verse OV, it is said, Ajnana Karyapane, घेईजे ते अज्ञान म्हणणे तरी घेता ही करणे taya toche. If we try to establish ignorance inferentially from the effects, it is not possible because the effects are equally ignorant and would not know. Water is the cause, effect is the ocean and the wave. But both ocean and wave are nothing but water only. Gold is the cause, effect is the ornament. Ornament is nothing but gold only. Ignorance is the cause, intellect, mind, senses, body, they are the effects. They are nothing but ignorance only. Let this sink in. It's a big statement which we overlook. If ignorance were accepted from the effects through inference, then inference, you understand? If there is a smoke, if we see smoke far away, we infer there must be fire, isn't it? We have not seen the fire. We are only seeing the effect, the smoke. So from the smoke, we are inferring that there must be a fire. So through the senses and mind, etc., we are inferring that the cause must be ignorance. Here Jnaneshwar Maharaj is saying, if ignorance was accepted from the effects through inference, then the effects called sense organs, mind and intellect are also ignorance. Because smoke cannot be without fire. There similarly, and you cannot see the fire, but you are saying if there is a smoke, the effect, there must be fire. So if we are seeing the body, breath, mind, intellect, we are saying, oh, this is this which is equal to smoke, then there must be ignorance. But it is not possible for ignorance to know ignorance. Another big statement. It is not possible for wave to know water. It is not possible for ornament to know gold. Then what has to happen there? It's apart from, I'm taking you away from the point. What must happen in these two places? The obsession with waveness has to drop away. The obsession with ornamentness, the form, that has to drop away. See? And when that obsession drops away, then does anything need to be done in order for wave to be water? No, it was always water. See? So here it is saying that both the effects and the but it is not possible for ignorance to know ignorance. Just as wave cannot come to know water, similarly, the ignorance cannot come to know ignorance. Both the effect and the cause are inert and there can be no transaction of knowledge between them. Very, very important point. There is no transaction of knowledge between body, senses, mind and intellect. Then where is knowledge? If it is not in the intellect, if it is, we say jnanendriyas, the five senses are jnanendriyas. Through them, the knowledge of the world enters. If all these senses, mind and intellect are not of the nature of knowledge, then where is knowledge? Knowledge is possible only in the spirit, the pure consciousness. That is Sat Chit Ananda Swarup. Existence, consciousness, meaning knowledge and bliss. To attribute the senses are just doing their job. They are just a window. This window is there. Window doesn't say I am getting the knowledge of the world. Mirror doesn't say I am reflecting the world. It is its nature. It has got no purpose to reflect also. It is not keeping the information for itself. But we are doing that. Our eyes are seeing, oh, I like that, I don't like that. The mind says. There can be no transaction of knowledge between the equipment, the various equipments, gross, subtle or causal. Knowledge is possible from our point. Knowledge is possible only in the pure consciousness. Thought knowledge is not knowledge. Here we are not talking about thought knowledge. We are talking about knowledge as it is. Can the wave come to know the ocean? Not possible. It has to give up its waveness. Can the ocean come to know the waters? Not possible. It has to give up its oceanness. Has at any time there not be water in ocean and wave? It was always there. The truth, knowledge was always there. When we say Ajnana Khandana, that ignorance does not exist, means now question, does ocean exist? Does wave exist? Or only water exists? Contemplate. And if you come to the answer, apply it to yourself. What is the substratum? The pure consciousness. On that pure consciousness, which is infinite in nature, on that, you, me and everyone, these are the various waves. And we have taken them to be the real. And conducting our life with the unreal thing and becoming miserable. Therefore, it is not possible to establish ignorance inferentially through its effects. So here the point was, through the effects, through inference, like the smoke and fire, we cannot establish ignorance. This is said in another way in the next OV. Swapno disete swapna ma dekhata kaya jnana taise karyachi ajnana kevala zari. What you see in the dream is a dream. Is the dreamer other than the dream? For this, we need to be very cool in our mind. It says, what you see in the dream is a dream. It's a very simple statement. But the next part, is the dreamer other than the dream? The one who is dreaming or experiencing the dream, in the dream, is he other than the dream or is he part of the dream? If he is part of the dream, where does he go after waking up? If he is other than the dream, then the dream was never real. He is always separate from the dream. So which one are you? Are you the one who is experiencing the dream, is a part of the dream? Or are you the one in whose presence the waking experience, the dream experience, sleep experience is coming and going? Think. Similarly, the effects of ignorance are also ignorance and unreal. So just as the dreamer in the dream is only ephemeral, is only temporary, is only appearing for a short moment, and the moment dream is over, the dreamer also is over. He doesn't have any status of reality. Whatever samsara he has created in the dream for himself, the dreamer, the dream experience, and the dream objects, all of them become zero. Because the dreamer, dream world, and the dream experience become zero, do you become zero? Do you go out of existence? The dream went manifested and then it unmanifested. Do you feel you have become unmanifest after the dream is over? No. And what is the status of reality you have given to the dream, the whole dream experience, which includes dreamer, dream world, and dream experience? Zero. What does zero mean? It was existing in its own absence. The wave is existing in its own absence. Reality is water. The ornament is existing in its own absence. So where is samsara? Samsara is there, which appears but actually is not there. There the samsara is. So for whom is the samsara? What appears but actually is not there? The wife appears but actually is not there. Only woman is there. The husband appears but actually is not there. Only man is. For whom is the samsara? For the wife, the samsara of husband, children, etc. For husband, the samsara. But man or woman, no samsara. As an example. For whom is the samsara? For the dreamer, the whole samsara was there. But when the dream went away, you continue to be. So are you the dreamer or are you the one other than the dreamer? If that is clear, then apply it to the waking also. For whom is the samsara? For the waker. He has taken the waking world and the waking experience to be real. But what is the status of the waker, waking world, and the waking experience? It is exactly the same as the dreamer, dream world, and the dream experience. The dream world, dream experience, and the dreamer come and go. Waker, waking world, and the waking experience come and go. And which one are you? Are you the one who comes and goes? Or are you the one who is constant? In whose presence the coming and going is taking place. The experience of the dream world is a dream. Then what is the status of the dreamer? He is also a part of the dream and as such unreal. If this is clear that the dreamer is part of the dream and he is unreal, ephemeral, temporary, So is the status of the waker. Right now you and me are the waker. What is the status of this fellow? What is the status of who is listening and who is speaking? Temporary, unreal. Oh my God, difficult to digest, no? That is why the dream plane of consciousness should be taken as a whole, including all the three mutually dependent factors, the dreamer, the dream world, and the dream experience as simultaneously existing, so also with the other two planes of consciousness. So what is our dream? It's not only the dreamer is the dream. No, dreamer plus dream world plus dream experience. What is waking experience? The waker plus the waking world plus the waking experience. See? Plus the waking experience. Then we are addressing the thing completely. What are we doing in the waking world? We are taking ourselves to be real. And we are taking the waking world to be real. But is it real? That which is continuously changing, how can it be real? Are you real? You are continuously changing because you have considered yourself to be the body. You have considered yourself to be the mind. You have considered yourself to be continuous, but continuous as the body. How can the changing be a continuous? This is where we are making the mistake. And we don't stop there. We stretch yesterday into today. We will pull this today, this today's body, this today's husband, this today's wife, this today's experience into tomorrow also. This is what we are doing. This can be stopped only when we take the whole experience as one unit. And that unit is dreamer plus dream world plus dream experience. Triputi. And they appear simultaneously. It's not that first dreamer comes, then slowly the dream world comes, then slowly the dream experience happens. No. Bang, it comes up. They coexist. If you take out one, the whole thing will collapse. And that is the inquiry. Who am I inquiry? So is true in the waking also. So do you feel you are the one who is coming and going? Or do you feel you are the continuous one? Now, discrimination will be to recognize what is continuous and what is changing. That is discrimination. Don't take it just superficially, yeah, that was wonderful satsang. No, you have to apply. We are listening a lot, but we are not applying. And then be ready for the consequences. If body is changing and I am not the body, then I cannot be the body. Then application will be, I will not indulge in the body. If senses are changing, then I will not indulge in the senses. If mind is changing, then I will not indulge in the mind. If relations are changing, the world is changing, then I will not be obsessed with the world and the relations and possessions. That will be the consequence, which will automatically come about. But then we become afraid. We keep hold on. No, 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 no. I don't want to. Is it not my duty? Is it not my dharma to do the job of a wife and a husband and a father and a mother and blah, 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 blah. Whose dharma? Whose job? Whose duty? Of the waker, who is existing in his own absence. Of the dreamer, who is existing. What happened to the duty of the dreamer, who had his wife and his children and her children? What happened to his duty? You in one moment, you gave it zero value. Then why this insistence in the waking? Because we have not analyzed or assessed the waking experience in its entirety. It's only what suits us. So in this waking experience, it suits us to come to the satsang. It suits us to give a lecture.
Alert from calendar. Day off the Hari Morlag Nabi, Cocos and Keeling Islands.
It suits us. And we continue, we allow the hypnosis to continue. Live your life outside, but inside these thoughts must go on. Therefore, the dream world is an illusion, so is the dream experience and the dreamer himself. What is illusion? Mithya, which appears but actually is not there. But the substratum supporting these three, that pure consciousness, is beyond the impact of the dream. As I was saying before, when the dream is over, do you become over? Do you have the feeling that I have also vanished after with the dream? No, you continue to be. Similarly, the waking experience, which is a play between waker, waking world and the waking experience, this also concludes after some time. Do you feel you have concluded? No, you continue to be. Come to this correct assessment. Assessment is, yes, the triputi of the dreamer, dream world and dream experience, the triputi of waker, waking world and waking experience, they keep coming and going. But I don't keep coming and going. Then who am I? I am the eternal one. I am the eternal witness. In my presence, these three are coming and going. The triputi is coming and going. And this is your experience also every day. Every day it is going on, but we have never assessed it properly. In the same way, ignorance and the effects of ignorance being belong to the same status of reality, that is unreal. So here the example was taken, the dreamer, dream experience and dream world, all three are unreal. They are illusory. This example was not taken, but in one word were told the three experiences of, that is, waking, dream and deep sleep, all three are unreal. They are not real. Exactly the same way, the ignorance and its effects are also unreal. They appear to be, but actually they are not there. Just like we use the words, north, south, east, west, all the directions. Are they real? Or are they unreal? Space is real. Well, in that example, okay, not otherwise. Otherwise you have space. No, in that example, with reference to directions. Space is real, directions are imaginary. You go out of the space, out of the earth orbit, out of the earth surface, there are no directions. There is no north, south, east, west, etc. See? Incorrect understanding of the cause and effect relationship is ridiculed in the next OV. Jnaneshwar Maharaj says, Tari chakhila gul gule makhile kajal kajale ka ghepe depe shule halaya shula. The jaggery has tasted the jaggery, the soot has blackened the soot, and the gallows has hung itself. Refuting the above logic of the Ajnanavadin, further, it is said, dreamer is real, but the dream world and dream experience are an illusion. The one who is wanting to establish, that is you and me. What do we want to establish? I am there. I was born. I am talking. Is this person who's listening and who's talking, is this unreal? The world may be unreal, but I am talking. It is my direct experience right now. I am listening. It is my direct experience right now. I am seeing the mirage waters. It is my direct experience right now. Mirage waters may be illusory, but I am real. The directions may be illusory, the space is real. The dream world or the waking world may be illusory, but the dreamer and the waker are real. How can I deny myself? This is the argument which is being refuted. The dreamer is real, but the dream world and the dream experience are an illusion. B. Ignorance is the reality, but the effect of ignorance is unreal. If this is the way to establish the relative phenomena in parts, it is like saying that the jaggery has tasted the jaggery, meaning that the taster and the tasted, the tasted and the experience of tasting are not different from each other. It means that the dreamer, the dream world and the dream experience are one and the same thing. Relatively speaking, are they the same thing? Do you feel that you, the waker, and the waking world and the waking experience are one and the same? Is that our experience? That the soot has darkened the soot, or that the stake has staked itself. The thought is concluded. Taise karani abhitnapane karya hi ajnana hone te ajnana sima kone kaya ghene. Similarly, because the cause and effect are the same, that is ignorance, then who will know what? Is there a possibility of wave knowing the water? Is there a possibility of ocean coming to know the wave coming to know the ocean? Is there a possibility of ocean coming to know the water? Is there a possibility of the gold ornament coming to know the gold? Is it possible? This is like saying, if the answer is no, then how can the senses come to know the mind? Not possible. How can the mind come to know the intellect? It is not possible. How will the intellect come to know the totality? It is not possible. It's not possible. Oh, but yesterday only you said, in day before yesterday in Kathopanishad, in the Laya Prakriya, that the senses and the sense object are the effect and mind is the cause. Then take mind as the effect and the intellect is the cause. Then intellect is the effect and the total intellect is the cause. Then total intellect is the effect and the avyakta, the unmanifest, is the cause. Then unmanifest is the effect and the supreme reality is the ultimate. So is the effect not merging back into the cause? It is merging back. But can it come to know? No. No, but I'm using these words. I'm using the word. I know, I understand. I understand that the senses cannot come to know the mind. They can never see the mind. I know it. I understand that the mind cannot come to know the intellect. I understand. The basic principle is effect can never come to know the cause. Then what was told in the Kathopanishad? It was a process of absorption of the gross into the subtle, subtle into the causal, causal into the transcendental. And how was that process brought about? Not by consciously merging the gross into the subtle. That merging was brought about by focusing on the infinite. You don't merge the waking world, the waking person and the waking experience. You only focus on the sleep. The merging happens. The absorption happens. Where you try to bring absorption, make absorption happen, their unwanted experiences come then. Then we experience obstacles in that absorption. Those obstacles are doubts. Why it is not happening? I am sattvic. Why is it not happening? I thought I have done all my duties correctly. I have listened to satsang. I am doing my japa. I have never cheated anyone. Why it is not happening? Why it is not happening? Doubt. About what? About your nature. When we make these statements, our attention is still on what we have done. How we have conducted ourselves. Our attention is not on the self, on being the self. So here it says, where are we? Similarly, the cause is not different from the effect. The sense organs, mind, intellect, etc. They are also ignorance in a different form. Therefore, how can ignorance know ignorance? It is not logical to think that the existence of ignorance can ever be established from its effects through inference. Conclusion is, ignorance cannot be established through inference. So, senses, mind, intellect, they are effects of ignorance. they can never come to know ignorance. And what are we saying? We have to go beyond ignorance. Who's saying? Intellect is saying, I have to go beyond ignorance. I am not the body, I am not the breath, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect. I have to go beyond ignorance. These are expressions of ignorance. Have you ever known what ignorance is that you want to go beyond body, breath, mind, intellect? Just because you have, see, we are coming, this is the summum bonum. Don't think here like Shankaracharya wants to make you think. He's always, Jnaneshwar Maharaj is taking the absolute standpoint. To hold on to such an idea is like the examples given below. Ata ghete ghezete aisa vicharana ye manasa tari pramana zata zala masa mrugazali chana. He says, do not even entertain the idea that ignorance can be grasped through inference, etc., or else the fish in the mirage water can also be real. What do we say? Ajnana kama karma. The cause is the ignorance, ajnana. Its effect is desire, and the effect of desire is karma. This is what comes in Vivek Chudamani. In Gita also. It's a theory presented. Theories can change. They have to be given up. They only serve a particular purpose. So here, through karma, can you come to know ignorance? No. Effect of ignorance cannot come to know ignorance. Or I should say, through action, can you come to know desire? No, action itself is an effect of desire. Action is inert. How can it come to know or desire? I desire to know ignorance. Can you come to know ignorance? Just like that. Come to this firm conclusion within yourself that ignorance cannot be known. There is nothing called ignorance. And you cannot, very simply put, another way to put ignorance is equal to sleep. Have you come to know sleep? Have you seen sleep? Have you experienced sleep? We say, I had a good sleep, but did you experience sleep? Like I am experiencing this world, have I experienced sleep? Take it further, more present. Have you experienced space? Have you experienced space? You have experienced objects. But have you experienced space? Have you ever caught it? Have you ever tasted it? Have you ever smelt it? Because these are your organs of knowledge. If this much we have not done, space we cannot come to know. Have you experienced a river? No, the moment you go and touch it, it's already changed. But you think it is the same river. You are living in the space and yet you have never experienced the space. You are thinking through your mind, but you have never experienced the mind. You have never seen the mind. Look at Jnaneshwar Maharaj here is challenging our normal experience. Such a thought that one can establish the existence of ignorance through the mind, intellect and sense organs should never be entertained. For if such a thing could happen, then the fish in the mirage waters can also be a reality. So we must not entertain that we can come to know through the senses, the mind and the intellect, the cause of these. Cannot. If you take that to be true, then every imaginary fish in the mirage waters, everything that you see in the mirror can become a reality. It will pop out of the window. Advertisements are there, no? Someone comes out of the TV screen and grabs your chips and takes it away while you are eating. That's only an advertisement. It's not possible. Another example follows. Ze pramanachiya mapa na sampadeci se bapa taya ani khapushpa visheshakai. Therefore, O respected one, what is the difference between the one which cannot be established through valid means of knowledge and the sky flower? Akasha pushpa, kha pushpa. Kha means space or akash. Pushpa means flower. It's an imaginary flower. O respected one, to say that which cannot be comprehended by any means of knowledge exists is like saying that sky flowers exist. Sky flower is only a word. So also, is ignorance a mere word, a sound without meaning? The student is asking the teacher. Is ignorance only a word? It has got no reality. Is husband only a word, having no reality? Is wife is only a word, having no reality? Ask yourself. Is father only a word, having no reality? All equated to? Is it like sky flower, only a word, but there is nothing called Akasha Pushpa? If ignorance is only a word having no reality, then the word is only a word having no reality. Then what is the reality of intellect, mind, breath, body, senses? They are only words having no reality. Senses, oh, I got these senses, 5 senses. I can see them, I can touch them. I got ears. Is this not a reality? And you are saying it is not a reality. I am thinking. Is that not a reality? You have to assess it. He is taking you in that direction. Our obsession with this whole equipment is what is creating all the problem in our life. First, for the deeply ignorant ones, they take the world to be real. and create relationships with the world, try to possess the world. Little less ignorant, they take their body to be real, and therefore yoga, pranayama, etc. So tamasic ignorant take the world and create relationship. Rajasic ignorant, they take the body to be real, body, breath, mind, intellect to be real, and therefore work on that. Those who are sattvic, because sattva, rajas, tamas are expressions of ignorance only. So those who are sattvically ignorant, they remain silent consciously. They don't take this to be real, but they use it to transcend it, knowing fully well there is nothing to transcend and nothing, nowhere to reach. The conclusion that ignorance cannot be known by any means of knowledge is explained in the next three OVs. Ma he pramana chi nuravi atat athi he kon prastavi yene hi bole zanavi ajnana ukhi. Thus, when the ignorance does not allow any means of knowledge to know its existence, who can prove its existence? Thereby the existence of ignorance is self-cancelled. Now you will ask, if you are little bit contemplative, same words can be used for the self also. Thus, when the self does not allow any means of knowledge to know its existence, replace the word ignorance with self. When the self does not allow any means of knowledge to know its existence, who can prove its existence? Can the mind, intellect, senses, can they prove the existence of the self? Here the word is prove the existence. Can these three experience the self? Not yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasasa. So neither these equipment can experience the self, neither these equipments can come to know the ignorance. Unknowable. Both are unknowable for the equipment. Maybe the Buddha Bhagwan, he was approaching the truth through the intellect. Therefore he says there is nothing. But are you nothing? Or are you conscious? Are you nothing if there is no thought? No, you still are. Thus, when the ignorance does not allow any means of knowledge to know its existence, who can prove its existence? Thereby the existence of ignorance is self-cancelled. When there is no one left behind, when there is your identity about yourself is only in your intellect, I. But intellect itself is an expression of ignorance. Every thought that comes to your mind is an expression of ignorance. How can that relative I come to know its own cause? Cannot. Now that it brings us to the question which is not given here. It brings us to the question, am I relative or am I absolute? So when I am thinking, is the absolute thinking or is it within the phenomena these thoughts are coming? And what are thoughts? Which are coming and going, temporary, finite, ephemeral. That which is changing can never come to know the constant. So Effects cannot come to know the cause, the ignorance. Effects cannot come to know the truth. But do you feel that you are not? You don't feel that you are not. You say, I am. Even if the thought is not there in your mind, I am, still you continue to be. Therefore, this ignorance does not allow any of the means of knowledge at our disposal to know it. Then how can one say that ignorance exists? In this way, ignorance can never be established to be a reality by any logic, method or means of knowledge. How can you prove something that which is not there? How can you prove the mirage waters? For all purposes, you are seeing it. You are experiencing it. You are the experience of the mirage waters. But you cannot prove it. It's not there. You cannot drink it. It's not there. And that's exactly what we are doing in the waking experience. With this waking world and the waking experience, we have taken it to be real and we are trying to stretch it on and on and on for 100 Shatayusha Bhava. We want to live for 100 years and experience this life. How long did you live in the dream? A few seconds. And you don't feel the pain of losing yourself in the dream. Every day you die. But in the waking, oh my God, I have to continue, I have to fix this, I have to fix that, I have to go for this, treatment and that treatment. Because we have taken it to be real. Let everything go on, no problem, but don't take it to be real. Give it the same status of reality that you have given to the dreamer, the dream world and the dream experience. If you are taking this waking world, waking experience and the waker to be real, then you give the dreamer, dream world, dream experience also to be real. Can you do that? No. Go back to the same wife, the same children, the same people, the same body in the dream. You don't do that. Then why this insistence that I must continue in the same, in the waking experience? Because we have not assessed it properly. We have given it a status of reality. Its status of the waking experience and the dream experience and the sleep experience is like that of the mirage waters. Is like that of the Akasha Pushpa. If you sit with this, everything will just melt away. Nothing to hold on to then. All the dominoes will fall. Evam pratyaksha anumana yaya pramana bhajana nahoni zate ajnana apramanachi. Thus ignorance has been negated, not having been established by any direct or inferential proof. In this way, either by direct or inferential knowledge, ignorance cannot be established. That which cannot be known by the authority of wisdom cannot exist as a reality. Following this logic, it is stated that ignorance is neither a cause nor an effect. Now, a bigger bomb is coming. That ignorance is neither a cause nor an effect. And what are we living in the world as? Only cause and effect. Parents are the cause, I am the effect. I am the cause, my children are the effect. As you sow, so you reap, cause and effect. Past karmas, prarabdha karma, cause and effect. We have to get out of it. It does not produce any effects, nor is it a cause of any. मैंने पढ़ लिया क्या वो? हाँ. It does not produce any effects, nor is it a cause of anything. Ignorance is scared to proclaim its existence or the interpretation. I am scared to call the ignorance real. How can we consider it as real? In other words, in simply put, the moment you go to search for ignorance, ignorance vanishes. The moment you go to search the I vanishes. It is afraid to present itself. Why it is afraid? Because it is not there. The moment you go to search and touch the wave, you touch and feel the water. Wave vanishes. Thus it is concluded that ignorance cannot be established by either direct means of knowledge or by anumana, pramana, that means inferential knowledge, and that ignorance cannot be given the status of either the cause or the effect. If ignorance is not there, how can there be cause and effect of the ignorance? We use very loosely Ajnana, Kama, Karma. Very loosely we say the Panchakoshas are the expressions of ignorance. See? But ignorance is not there. If ignorance is not there, can the effects express themselves independent of the ignorance? Not possible. So after this satsang, if you come to conclusion, yeah, I understood, ignorance is not there. Who has understood? I have understood. How? Through the intellect. But intellect was also an effect of ignorance. So your understanding is faulty, not possible. Understanding is not possible. If ignorance is not there, then all the effects along with it are also zero. And what is the effect? Anandamaya kosh, Vijnanamaya kosh, Manomaya kosh, Pranmaya kosh, Annamaya kosh, all of them become zero. They are like the Akasha Pushpa, sky flower. They are like the mirage waters. They appear, but actually they are not there. And where have we been able to catch? Just as you cannot catch the mirage waters or drink the mirage waters, when in your entire life have you been able to catch your body? The moment you catch, it's already slipped from your hands. It's grown. The moment you feel you are healthy, immediately some other disease comes, ailment comes. The moment you feel you are nourished, next moment the hunger comes, thirst comes. So we're living in an imaginary world where we have taken this what we see, hear, touch, feel, taste as real, its status is equal to the mirage waters. When you see the mirage waters, you see the waves also. You see the water flowing also. If you have seen mirage waters. So is there movement going on in the mirage waters? No, but your eyes are seeing the movement of water. So what is the status of all activity in the mirage waters? All activity in the mirage waters is the effect of the absence of mirage waters, of its non-existence. Non-existence is ignorance. Its effects are these senses, mind, intellect. What is their status? Same as ignorance. They don't exist. Oh my God, how do I live now? Live as the spirit, not as the body, not as the mind, not as the intellect, not as the waker, not as the dreamer, not as the sleeper. Be the one. Don't insist on this relative to be real. In the darkness, we stumble and fall, not because of the darkness, but because we are alive. Experiences are happy or unhappy because one is conscious. The consciousness is the one and the only reality. The correct way of thinking. We say, what? That there is water in the ocean. But what is the truth? Truth is, ocean is in the water. See? I fell because it was so dark, I could not see anything. So we give darkness more importance. But what is the truth? You fell because you are conscious. An inert thing cannot fall. So say, keep applying. I forgot. Oh, I am losing my memory. Where is your attention? On the memory, on remembrance. Oh, the mind forgot. I am conscious of that. Now the mind remembers. I am conscious of that. Where is your attention going in this type of dialogue? On the consciousness that I am. But if your attention is on the mind, on the thoughts and its effects, then dementia. When your attention is on the body, then health and ill health. Our attention should be, I am conscious, therefore I am experiencing the health and the ill health. The health and the ill health is of the body. I am the other than the body. Therefore, I am able to experience it. That same body, if you give it some morphine injection, and the operation is done, body does not feel anything. Body does not feel anything. So all experiences are not for the body. It is for some living, for the conscious person. Joy, sorrows are for the conscious person. Likes and dislikes are for the conscious person. Past and future are for the conscious person. The directions are not for the space, they are for the conscious person. Body does not experience anything, it is just going through, it is inert, it doesn't have any intelligence. So, come to the correct assessment. Are you the consciousness or are you the inertness? Inertness is that which is changing, consciousness is that which is constant. We have said this many times in this text and in other texts. Be the constant one. Then have the courage. The waker is also not constant. It comes and goes. Dreamer is also not constant. It comes and goes. Then give up the obsession with the waker. Have the courage to face the consequences of that. And that will be only possible if you are fired up to know who you are. If it is just another session, feel good session, then it will not work. Ignorance does not have the face to say that it is, what is that? It is Satya Vastu. Ignorance does not have the face to say that it is Satya Vastu with authority or conviction. Or a second interpretation, I, the author, am afraid to make such a statement that ignorance is a reality. So, ignorance knows it is not real. And the second interpretation is the I. I also, I am afraid to make such a statement that ignorance is a reality. Because nobody wants to be ignorant. If a fool is told, hey, you are a fool, he will say, I know. He does not accept. I know. This being so, the normal expression of ignorance in life is the non-apprehension of reality, which creates misapprehension, which is avarna and vikshepa. Avarna does not allow one to know one's own essential nature, and therefore one considers oneself limited as a jivatman and suffers. Here now it's going back to Vedanta, Vedantic language. Swamiji is taking us there. And what is that? In the normal expression of ignorance, ignorance first expresses as non-apprehension, avarna, or self-forgetfulness of your essential nature. And that leads to misapprehension or projection. Then who am I? I have forgotten who I am. Then I start saying, I am the body, I am the breath, I am the mind, I am the intellect, I was born, I am going to die. Then we forget that also, that I am the body. Then I am the father, I am the mother, I am the sister, I am the brother. See? Worse than that, of being the father, being the mother, is schizophrenia. You don't know which one at any given moment. Total confusion. Get out of it. So avarna does not allow one to know one's essential nature. Avarna means covering. Covering means the veil. That avarna is the non-apprehension, self-forgetfulness. Another word for it is ignorance, which leads to projection, imagination. Because we have forgotten who we are, therefore we project. I am so and so and so and so. Because we have forgotten that we are the supreme reality, the absolute reality, the supreme Satchidananda Swarup. Because we have forgotten that, therefore we project that we are the individuality. The water, the infinite water alone is the water in the individual wave. But what is the disposition of the wave? It has forgotten that it is that water in the wave has forgotten that it is the infinite one. And it has considered that teeny shape of the wave, this much only I am. It is unable to see beyond the wave, or it is unable to see a crystallized water called ice block. It's unable to see beyond the ice block. It thinks that shape alone is its reality, individuality. That is our case also. This obsession with the form is what is creating, is the projection. This thought is denied in the next OV. Atmaya swapnadau nashake kira bahu parithaye thau nidezo nene. The ignorance neither can show a dream of multiplicity to the Atma, nor can it take the self to deep sleep, that is, create inertness. In other words, ignorance cannot create the experiencer versus experienced duality in the self. Now again another point is being taken, that if you take that it is because of self-forgetfulness, see, this is, we are going deeper and deeper. If we say that because of avarna there is vikshepa, because of self-forgetfulness there is projection. So what have we given the cause? Self-forgetfulness is the cause and projection is the effect. What is the word? Self-forgetfulness. Here in this verse, the teacher is saying, self can never forget itself. And if self has never forgotten itself, then the possibility of ignorance coming and covering it is also denied. We have to be extremely subjective. Truth manifests in two ways. One is the deep sleep state, the other is the waking and the dream states together. In the waking and dream planes of consciousness, multiplicity is the expression. In deep sleep, it is the absence or utter inertia. Ignorance, which is non-existence, can neither create multiplicity in the form of waking and dream planes, nor can it create the inertness of the deep sleep state. These three planes of consciousness are possible not because of ignorance, but because of consciousness. In other words, when iron filings are in the presence of the magnet, there is movement in the iron filings. So those iron filings, when they were lying by themselves, why did they not move by themselves? Because there was no capacity within them. But the moment they come in the presence of the mother magnet, automatically the movement is initiated in them, automatically. But is the mother magnet doing anything? No. But in its presence it happens. So inert appears active. Inert appears active not because of ignorance. Inert appears active in the presence of life, in the presence of consciousness. If you want to take it from the Puranic language, the Shakti becomes activated in the presence of Ishvara. By herself she cannot be active or inactive. And what is her expression? Activity and inactivity. You are alive, therefore mind becomes active and inactive. Inactive in deep sleep, active in waking and dream. Who is this? Who is going through this shunting? The mind. Who are you? The conscious principle. So, is ignorance expressing as the effect, or is in the presence of the self the inert is getting activated? Think. Ignorance, which is non-existence, can neither create multiplicity in the form of waking and dream planes, nor can it create inertness of the deep sleep. These three planes of consciousnesses are possible not because of ignorance, but because of consciousness. Body cannot create a wife. Body cannot create a sister. Body cannot create a mother. Because there is life in this body, therefore. So where are these various roles? They are also alive. They seem to be alive, no? They are conscious. But which conscious? Temporary conscious. Only the reflected consciousness. You are the pure consciousness, but when you get reflected in the husband, the wife consciousness comes out. When you you are the consciousness, when you reflect in the child, then the mother consciousness comes out. Exactly the same way. You are the consciousness when the waking world appears. And that is the nature of the mind. It appears. Immediately, the waking consciousness appears. The three come together simultaneously. When the dream happens, then the dream consciousness appears. See? So is it because of nothingness? Is it because of emptiness? Is it because of ignorance that the waking and dream come about? Because sometimes it is told, just to slowly wean your mind. Deep sleep is the cause, waking and dream are the effect. This is told in some texts. Deep sleep is the state where the waking and dream are in the seed form. The causal body, the Anandmaya Kosh, is that where all other koshas are in their seed form. They come out of it and they go back to it. It is only to wean your mind away to something subtler. Here Jnaneshwar Maharaj is coming from his own direct experience that ignorance can neither create effects nor can it influence the self. All activity or inactivity that is taking place, activity, waking and dream. What is waking and dream? Waker, waking world and waking experience. Dreamer, dream world and dream experience. And what is inactivity? The absence of the Triputi. All this activity is taking place in the equipment, which are inert because of the presence of the self. Otherwise, don't give ignorance so much importance that it is because of that. Now the opponent presents a peculiar line of logic to prove that ignorance is inherent in the pure self. This we'll look into in our next class. So who are you? Are you ignorant of the self or are you the self? Keep assessing. And always take the waking experience as a play between the waker, waking world and the waking experience. This is one unit. Not only the waker. I am the waker. What about the waking world? What about the waking experience? Where is it taking place? So also with the dreamer. Go further, all the three states are happening and unhappening. They're coming and going. So in this way, Jnaneshwar Maharaj and our Swamiji, they are deliberating on the Ajnana Khandana. Contemplate, contemplate, contemplate. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnahat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om.